Hi, my name is Mike Cash, and I'm with Calibri Photography at www.calibree.com. And today, I'm going to review the Kodak Zi8 HD video camera. This is the direct competitor with the Flip HD and a couple of the other smaller models of camera that are out there. Didn't have a lot of money to spend on a video camera. Went out, looked at all the reviews. This tended to have the best reviews in low light situations. We shoot a lot of bands in very low light situations in our normal still photography, and I wanted a camera in this price range that could handle the low light situation of a club scene, and this seemed to fit the bill. I am pleased with the way that it handles low light. I'm going to be showing you in a minute how it transitions from one light source to the next. I am in a very low light situation currently, and in this room there's just a little bit of light coming from the window over here, and then there is also an ambient light source right here, a house lamp, which you'll see in a moment. The camera shoots in 1080p at 30 frames per second, and it also shoots in 720p at 60 frames per second and 30 frames per second. I prefer the 720p at 60 frames per second because I like my video smooth. A little bit about the audio quality on the camera. There is an external mic jack on the side of the camera that will allow you to take a compressed stereo microphone and plug it in and hopefully get better audio quality out of it. I am really big on audio quality. Right now I have the camera set at about 3/4 of the way up on the microphone. That was the only setting that I found with the camera so far that gets a decent amount of audio quality or loudness, if you will, out of the camera. The normal out-of-the-box settings a little low for me, so I chose this setting. One of my points of contention with this camera is that when I turn it off, it will reset my audio settings. So if you're in a tight situation, you need to pick up the camera and maintain that audio function, you will lose where you had it set last. So I'm not too happy about that. But then again, once we get the stereo compressed mic, we'll see how it does at that point. The camera shoots in a widescreen format, as you can see. I don't know if I'm whatever. So this is basically what you're getting. I would prefer a larger 18mm style setting because you have to stand about 3 or 4 feet away from the camera, or actually more, about 4 or 5 feet away from the camera to get your subject in focus. If you don't, then you're right up on someone and at a very short distance, and it's not that great. So I like it, I don't like it. It is what it is, but for the features of this camera, I think it's a small price to pay for what we have. So anyway, so I wanted to take a look at some different light situations in the house with the Kodak Zi8 camera. I'm going to go ahead and grab the camera. I have image stabilization on currently. I don't recommend, well, I do recommend image stabilization set on this camera. What I don't like about having the image stabilization on is that it will eat your battery life. Do yourself a favor. If you buy this camera, go buy a separate battery pack. You will eat through battery length just really quickly if you have the image stabilization. You will also eat through battery life higher in the 720p 60 frames per second mode and the 1080p mode as well. So battery life, I guess at the end of the day you could call it whatever, not great. But for what it does, great camera. Go buy yourself another battery. You'll love yourself for it. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the camera, and we will see what it's like to walk around. So again, here is my light source, my first light source right there coming from my deck, or my patio rather, and you can see I transitioned down to that light source hitting my computer on the ground, and then I also have the ambient light right here. Boom, you can see it shift from one light source to the next there. Pretty nice, like that. It's pretty quick. Color renditioning is pretty good. I am basically seeing what I'm seeing in real life. The vibrancy is pretty decent. As with any camera, whether it be still photography or video camera, especially in this price range, I think that is really great how it renders the colors, even though I'm not really anything colorful. We'll get to something colorful here in a minute. I'm going to step outside real quick. I'm going to show you transitioning to the daylight. So here we go. It's an overcast day. Here are the trees from my balcony, right there. And then my telescope. And no, I do not look at that house with that telescope. Matter of fact, I don't use this telescope, so not great. And I'm going to transition to the sky and show you the shifting there from these trees to the nice overcast sky that we have today, soft light. So anyway, so back into the house, we'll transition back into this low light situation and take a look at how it just shifted right there. So that's nice. And then we'll walk into the kitchen. I want to show off some of the color features here. You can see the nice blue on those hand towels, and that Arizona tea can is nice and green. And then we have the sink there. I do want to show you a really cool option that this camera has. It is macro mode. So we're going to get right up here on this can, or this bottle top, and you can see I have it at the wide setting. Now when I switch it, sorry, a little pop here, you can see me going to macro mode right there. Back off and back on. Perfect if you are burning ants with a magnifying glass and want to capture it in all its fine detail. Anyway, so back on to the wide setting, and you can see I'm going to do a couple more light tests where I come into a room which basically has no lamps or anything lit. So this is this right there, and then transition right in here into the bathroom, and you can see how it handles that. The other day, before my firmware 1.06, I just updated the firmware on this. This was blown out and really wasn't great. It seems like Kodak has fixed that. I'm going to move backwards back into this room and see how it transitions back into a room with no lighting, or at least no external lighting other than some ambient light coming in from natural lights from the doors. So we're going to go back out here and take a look at that, and back into the room again. And real quick, we'll show you again here to there to there, and the shift. Anyway, at the end of the day, I love this camera. Again, for what I could afford, this was the best camera that I saw on the shelf. I'm probably out of frame right now, but I'm very pleased with it. Again, once we get the external microphone, I'll probably do a separate review. So microphone issues aside, and then, you know, battery life aside, I think this is a very, very good option over the Flip HD. I'm very pleased with it, and you'll see some more video coming your way straight from this camera. Again, photography tips, behind the scenes at our photo shoots, product reviews, Calibri.com, CALIBREE.com, Calibri Photography in the Bay Area. Thank you very much, and we'll see you soon.